Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Wednesday, October 23rd, 2013. This is Texan TV News from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I'm Katy Tonkin. In today's headlines, tonight's homecoming activities, authorities are searching for a cattle thief, Texas lawmakers hear testimony in their investigation of a University Texas system, a 12-year-old boy killed himself, a teacher, and wounded 2 others, American Airlines plane had a safe emergency landing, Holocaust survivor makes symphony debut with Yo-Yo Ma, Miami's NCAA saga comes to an end with sanctions, and today's weather. In campus news, Yell Contest is tonight at 9 p.m. in Wisdom Gym. Immediately following Yell Contest is another homecoming tradition, the Snake Dance, where students lock arms and dance to the Thompson Student Center Amphitheater to watch the Plowboys Spirit organization start the beating of the drum. After the Plowboys, the winner of the Yell Contest will have the honor of beating the 55-gallon steel drum. The drum is beaten 24 hours a day by organizations and residence halls until kickoff of the homecoming game. This year, pre-cut sticks will be provided to beat the drum with. Today is also the last day to vote for homecoming king and queen. You can vote for king and queen on OrgSync. Voting ends at 4 p.m. today. In regional news from the Stephenville Empire Tribune, authorities are searching for a cattle thief who stole 8 registered Charolais cattle. According to information from the Texas and Southwest Cattle Raisers Association, where the cattle were stolen from Robert Collier, who owns a ranch in Comanche County. Reports from the Comanche County Sheriff's Office and TSCRA, Special Ranger H.D. Britton, state the cattle went missing from Collier property between September 1st, 2012 and May 3rd, 2013. All the cattle were branded on the left hip, tattooed, and are valued at $12,000. The Texas and Southwest Cattle Raisers Association has 30 rangers stationed strategically throughout Texas and Oklahoma who have in-depth knowledge of the cattle industry and are all trained in all aspects of law enforcement. All are commissioned as special rangers by the Texas Department of Public Safety and/or the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. They are currently working closely with the Comanche County Sheriff's Office in this investigation and are offering a reward through its Operation Cow Thief program for information. Regarding this case, Britton said he recommends other ranchers in the area to keep an eye on their own cattle as well as looking out for the missing cattle. Anyone with information should call Operation Cow Thief at hotline at 888-830-233 or Special Ranger Britton at 325-853-2062. Now for state, national, international, entertainment, and sports news from the Associated Press. In state news from the Associated Press, Texas lawmakers heard testimony yesterday for the first time in their investigation of a University of Texas system regent who has been accused of conducting a witch hunt in an effort to oust the Austin campus president. Some state lawmakers have accused Regent Wallace Hall of misusing the authority of his office in an effort to get Austin campus president Bill Powers fired or force him to resign. Panel co-chairman Dan Flynn called the proceedings a historic moment. The panel is charged with investigating whether Hall failed to properly disclose lawsuits against him when he filed his application for appointment, whether he abused his office by swamping the Texas campus with records requests for more than 800,000 pages of documents, and whether he released private student or employee information. Hall's lawyer says his client's efforts have raised important questions about political influence over university admissions, fundraising, and a now defunct faculty loan program at the law school. He denied Hall released protected information to the public. Hall is a part of a 9-member governing board that repeatedly has clashed with Powers over issues such as tuition and graduation rates, the role of teaching and research, and other issues. Powers is believed to have a slim majority of support on the board, and the Powers struggle has led prominent alumni to rally in his support. Representative Jim Pitts of Waxahachie, the chairman of the House Appropriations Committee, who filed the initial impeachment charges, said he believes Hall has engaged in a witch hunt against Powers and has damaged the university's academic reputation nationally. He urged the panel to recommend to the full House that Hall be impeached. In national news, in Nevada, a 12-year-old boy ran wild through his schoolyard with a handgun he had brought from home. He waved the weapon around, frightening classmates, and shot a math teacher in the chest on a basketball court. The boy opened fire on, wounding 2 boys and killing the math teacher, and then he turned the gun on himself. Washoe County School District Police said Tuesday that the 7th grader brought a 9mm semi-automatic Ruger handgun from home. Another student, Angelo Farrow, said he had heard a pop but didn't think much of it until he saw an injured boy and the math teacher come out and pull a bullet from his chest. The police don't know why the boy did what he did. In international news, an American Airlines plane had a safe emergency landing on Tuesday after the pilot reported a fire in the cockpit, a smoking engine, and a loss of fuel. A spokeswoman for American Airlines deleted the report of the fire and said that the jet made an emergency landing due to a mechanical issue related to one of the engines, and there was also an indication of low oil. The British Caribbean Territories Disaster Management and Emergencies Department said there were no injuries to the 175 passengers on board. The plane was traveling from Trinidad and Tobago, capital port of Spain, to Miami, when the pilot requested an emergency landing. That the pilot said the plane had 1.5 hours of fuel on board. The plane landed safely at 10:23 a.m. at the international airport on a tiny island in the Caribbean. American Airlines provided a replacement aircraft, and the spokeswoman said the flight arrived in Miami late Tuesday afternoon. In entertainment news, a 90-year-old Holocaust survivor, George Horner, made his orchestral debut with distinguished cellist Yo-Yo Ma on Tuesday.
A retired doctor and longtime pianist, George Horner is about to make his symphony debut at the age of 90. Horner was invited to share the stage with renowned cellist Yo-Yo Ma.
He's a tremendous musician. So that's why I couldn't imagine that he would have asked for me.
For Horner, the honor is bittersweet. The duo will play a song that Horner first learned as a prisoner in a Holocaust death camp. The musician who wrote the music, Karel Zwenk, died at the hands of the Nazis.
Unfortunately, there are very few people alive yet who would know those songs, so they could be done.
The concert at Boston Symphony Hall is a fundraiser for the Terezin Music Foundation. The foundation is named for the Terezin ghetto, located in what is now the Czech Republic, and where Horner met Zwenk. Amid death and hard labor, German soldiers allowed Jews to stage artistic performances.
And this way they are going to live forever.
World War II changed so many things in culture, and the world was never the same after that. And it's very easy to forget. He is a witness to a window into a slice of history that we never want to see again.
In front of a sold-out crowd Tuesday night, Horner relived a part of his past to help preserve the music of the camps for future generations. Tom Ritchie, Associated Press.
They seemed to enjoy their evening, chatting briefly between numbers and walking off the stage hand in hand after taking a bow together. In sports news, the NCAA's decision regarding the Miami Hurricanes athletic department arrived Tuesday morning. Athletic director Blake James realized it was what he expected all along. More than 2.5 years after former booster and convicted felon Nevin Shapiro contacted the NCAA from prison and ascribed his role in extensive rule-breaking by those involved with Miami's football and men's basketball programs. The Hurricanes got their final consequences. The most notable sanctions are the 9 lost football scholarships over 3 years and 1 lost basketball scholarship. in each of the next 3 seasons. A 3-year period of probation which started Tuesday, and some recruiting restrictions are also part of the penance. The Hurricanes are accepting what the NCAA handed down. No appeals are being expected by the Hurricanes or by Missouri basketball. Coach Frank Haith. Haith will miss the first 5 games of the Missouri's upcoming season because of his role in the Shapiro scandal. 3 former Miami assistant coaches got 2-year show cause bans, including Clint Hurt, who's a part of the football staff at Louisville. The scope of the Miami investigation was unlike any other, with 18 general allegations of misconduct, with 79 issues within those allegations, along with 118 interviews with 81 individuals by the NCAA's count. It took more than 18 weeks between the end of the Miami hearing and the release of Tuesday's decision. The NCAA decision will affect all of Miami athletics, and that any Hurricane staff member who sends an impermissible text to a recruit will be fined a minimum of $100 per message, and coaches involved will be suspended from all recruiting activities for 7 days. According to the Weather Channel, today will be sunny with a high of 80 and a low of 52, with 0 chance of rain. Texan TV News is a product of the Texan News Service. Find us on Facebook and Twitter, and visit our website at texannews.net for all of your latest news, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. Today's broadcast was produced by Sarah Hurd and Brett Howman. I'm Katy Tonkin from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.